Investor, trader, you want to get better at reading the charts where you are in the right place. I am Denisha on a mission with Trade Vine to help you learn how to read these charts because it's cool getting signals and other things from others, but there is nothing and using what bots and stuff, but there is nothing like knowing how to read it for yourself. Right? Because sometimes those things can be delayed and then now you're losing money, right? And so we want to be mindful of those things. Okay, so we're going to dive right in. We're in power hour. It's like 22 minutes left in the trading day. We can tell that we're at IWM, which is an EFT for the Russell 2000. It's a small cap. And so you're going to have companies like Mara, Hims and Hers. Definitely go do your research that's in this EFT. And so right now we're at 236.06. And as we can see, we are at a resistance, but it's actually pushed back. We're also, if we look at this, these are the weekly. When we look back, so we always want to find current price, look left. When we see here, we can see back in December 9th of 2024, that price came here and then it rallied back up. So the buyer stepped in and pushed it back up at some point, but then it actually came back down. And then eventually the next day it came down some more. But this actually at one point was a floor. So it was a support. Now, when it came below, we clearly saw that it was no longer holding support. It became the ceiling, which is resistance. Now, if we come over here today, this candle, we've had this upward momentum from yesterday and today. It actually pulled back to this 231.46 area. But now this is again showing that it's a floor, it's support. And again, we're at 236.02. And so I am in my simulator account. I did trading this morning. And then now I'm on here again, continuing to refine my skills by watching and seeing how price moves. I also do use some EMA. So some people will say, I don't use EMA. Some people say you have to find your own groove. But what I know is in life, we don't want to think we got to just do everything alone, right? And I so glad, thank you, Lord. I have my Tyler with me while I'm training. So if I'm in potty training mode, dinner mode, lunch mode, whatever I'm doing, or working on stuff for the business, I have to make sure that I can easily be able to see things. And one of the things I can see are these EMA. So I have the 9 EMA, the 21, and then also the 200. Now, I usually also use VWAP and some other different EMAs, but also there's nothing like market structure, okay? Because these EMAs can lag, and you clearly see, right? If we look at, market structure right now, we see that it is sitting here at this 236.05 level. Now, a good entry would have been this morning when it had pulled back more. Well, actually, it'd be here. When it had pulled back, but with my strategy that I was looking for, I did not. I stopped trading and went on about my day. Now I'm back here. All right, so if we go down to the daily, because we want to keep refining in on what we're seeing, we do see that when we had this strong momentum candle, hold on, love. Huh? Open the door for me. Okay, hold on a second. Then oftentimes you can do a measured move, right? And so if we take this candle here and I just copied it over here, this is the opportunity. But it could take this route to get there. It could stair step, it could melt up, it could shoot up. The market could do whatever the market want to do. But I wanted you to be mindful of that as an option that could happen. Now, if we go down to, I'm gonna go to the 4 hour. We also see that we did have, it could have been a double top. And some people don't use patterns. Again, make it work for you. I'm very creative and I see certain things. And so I'm going to be mindful of the patterns I see that I've continued to see that either worked or didn't work. Again, nothing is 100%. Hold on 1 second. Let me grab her, my co-host. Hey, love, I'm going to finish this video. You coming in? Your hands are dirty? Okay. Okay. There you go.
Yes. I eat, Mama.
You did?
I
You
did.
ate?
I eat, Mama.
Yeah.
Eat.
You ate? Can you give me 5 minutes? Mommy gonna finish this video, okay? Let me do this video, please, 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 please. Yes, let me finish the video. I got like 2 minutes left. I was doing all this on the road. I gotta finish my video.
Mama.
Hmm? Don't do that, Lily. Go watch your show for 5 minutes, please.
No.
Tony, you on the couch? Okay, go with your daddy 5 minutes. Cause I did a good job. Here, Lily, don't do that. You about to get popped.
Oh, sorry.
5 minutes. No pants. Your shirt's on the couch. No, yeah, for this video. It's not enough light. It's not enough light. Hey, go to your daddy, please. Tony, take her for 5 minutes. 5 minutes. I'm just about done. Go, Lily. Lily. Huh? That's 5 minutes. Please. I'm so close.
Go. Get out of here.
Oh, girl, you can't be screaming in the background. Who's doing that? Go get a cookie or something, please. Cookie. 5 minutes. All right, I'm back. So we're going to navigate with this. So you could see it could have been a double top, but it has pushed back that, and now this VWAP that's right here, which institutions actually do follow this as well. If it flips it, that's going to be another story, but it's bullish. So why would I try to do a counter trend trade? Now, if I'm scalping or something like that, that's different. And I'm going to look at this in the morning. So now we're at 3:46 p.m. and we can see that we're at 235.91. So price did push up to this 236.16 level. And so it's going to be interesting to see tomorrow what occurs, but it is sitting at this new level. So let me actually also, if we zoom out, so if we look bigger picture, we can see that this pole from last Friday, and then we can see this area that I have shaded in is a flag, right? So somebody might say, well, let's just take it micro. I also like to be mindful of things as I'm seeing a big picture too. So I'm looking at, okay, this is what a big picture, this is what it looks like, you know, in greater detail, because I'll also go down to the 15-minute, right? The 5-minute and the 1 minute. And some people can't stand the 1 minute. I like the 1 minute for those really, really, really great details if I'm scalping. But the thing about this is the staying on the 1 minute could literally have you like it could, I don't, what is the word? It could just have you basically in the wilderness wandering, trying to figure out what to do. Right? So zoom out, please. Zoom out. And how I know, because, yeah, I'm talking to myself in the past. Okay. All right. So let's go back down. Let's just stick on the 15-minute for now. So what I would like to see is it actually come back and test down here this VWAP. I am not going to do anything right now. I am going to check two more stocks when I get off of here with you real quick to see if it hit any level. If I don't get an alert on my phone, then I'm going to check that to see if that's an opportunity. I'm going to wait for this now. If you see any setups, definitely share it. But I wanted to test this level and show me some more receipts before, because what it could do is, let's go to the 4-hour, what I see on the 4-hour. So one of my things is helping entrepreneurs with their ideas and planning. And so when I look at this, where is it at? No, let's do the 1-hour. When I look at this, if for some reason it does decide to pull back, we have this 335.72. All right, so we would have to see if this actually is support, right? But if it breaks down below here, this 235.64, and it holds, then we got this thin structure here, we got this thin structure here, we got this thin structure, we got this thin structure. So, right? So it can come down to 234.64. For some who are scalping or whatever, that might be a plan for you. Now, it still has to get this VWAP. VWAP, if you think of VWAP like a magnet, it's gonna come down. If it does come down here and test this 235.40, I would maybe be interested in that tomorrow, right? When at the opening. But I'll see how it trades doing pre-market and then checking in the morning for entries. Now, this is all for education and entertainment purposes only. You do what you want to do with this information. My thing is, let's come on here, let's talk it out, let's see the different ideas and the options, and then let's actually map it out on your charts so that you can make decisions. Because when it's moving fast and you're like, oh, what am I supposed to do? What am I supposed to do? We have our plan. We have it written down. Yeah, things could change because the market is going to do what the market is going to do, right? And especially with NVIDIA's earnings after the closing bell today, NVIDIA will have an effect on the S&P 500. But I've also noticed with trading IWM that it often trades similar too. So we'll see what happens. It could rally and continue up. If it does rally, then we have our next level. Let's go. I'm going to actually go back to the weekly. So we are at this resistance area right here. And then we have this 240.47, 242.49, and then we have this thin structure right here, this 244.98. If we look at it like that, then this brings us to this 243.20 around this area. But again, you got this thin structure. So I am going to extend this because once it hits here, it could go there pretty fast. And so I would be considering once it pulled back and retested. If it does, it may not do it. The move may be made, but this is the thing. Yes, we may have missed that, but there's over 7,000 some stocks. Like there's opportunities, right? Well, stocks and EUGs, but there's so many opportunities that we have to be grounded enough to be like, there's more opportunity. And this is something I'm gonna do for the rest of my life, right? So I'll come back, do my moves tomorrow, whether it's swing, whether it is a day trade or a scalp or whatever it is, or something in my long-term portfolio. So remember that you got this. God gave you this opportunity, and we want to make sure we be really good stewards over it. And I will be posting some more things on what that stewardship looks like. It also looks like NVIDIA has earnings. So I could be like, let me go ahead and place a bet on NVIDIA. Because that's what it would be, But maybe you save some money to the side and you're like, you know what? Every quarter I'm going to do one lotto entry. That's kind of what it is. Because they could have the best earnings. And we've seen time after time that it tanked. Now, the last time it didn't, it blasted off. But it was one of those things where if you knew it had good earnings and you could get in, that would be different. But because the market's going to do what the market wants to do, I'm going to check this in the morning and then we'll see if there's opportunities to get in. That to me is a good steward for me, right? And growing this account that I have. So you have to decide what that looks like for you and your plans, but just be mindful that, let's go. Just be mindful that when we look at, so the expected move from the day was $10. Okay, let's see. If we were to look at implied volatility. Okay, look at this. Your implied volatility. Now let's go up. That's 110. Okay, so it's 110%, like on average, right? It was some higher and some lower. If we go back to the summary, you see 41%. Okay, you're seeing 41%. Let's see what it does. 48% for next month. So you got to be mindful of that because when it happens tomorrow, this volatility is going to be way lower. So now we've purchased a higher premium. We're paying more to get in these contracts. If it's worth it for you, it's worth it for you. If it's not, it's not. I just think it's important for us to be mindful of these things. You're like, oh man, it crushed earnings, it rallied, but why was my contract not as profitable as I thought it would be? Because of the cost to get in that play, right? You're applying volatility. And then after it calms down tomorrow, that volatility is gonna be cut, right? So therefore it's gonna bring it down further, right? It's not gonna be worth as much. So anyway, so even like September 5th, we see 63. I'm gonna have to look. I don't remember what it was yesterday. I don't remember. Oh, I didn't even trade it yesterday, but still I don't. But yeah. All right. So we are let's look out. Let's zoom out. Yeah, that V-shaped recovery. And it's sitting right at resistance. Holding VWAP. We shall see. We shall see. I'm gonna go back to IWM. IWM has a nice setup that's looking like, but I want to see it pull back for me to enter. But it is over this level of resistance, and the next level of resistance is 2237.07. I'm going to go down to the 15-minute chart. Yep. And it's holding the non-EMA. Both of those are curled up. Volume. We see an increase in volume. Not as much as it was this morning, but it is half of that. Yeah. All right. So we're going to continue to improve by watching how price moves. All right. All right. This is Denisha on a mission. Excited to be on this journey with you. Again, this is for educational purposes only and entertainment for us to continue to learn how to read a chart. Okay. If anybody give you any signals, you can go ahead. You see a bot that you're interacting with, or you are using ChatGPT or whatever, you can go in here and be like, okay. All right, it's above pre-market. It's above the last few days of trading. All right, it's at the top. Okay, but I need to make sure that I'm not chasing. Let it kind of pull back. It's above the 200, so we know it's still in the bullish. The 21 and the VWAP have actually crossed, which that would have been another signal for some potential movement if I want to do a scalp. So many things to think about. But one of the first things, yeah, we want to make money, but let's preserve the capital that we have. That is not being scarce. That is being a good steward over however little that you think it is, however much you think it is. It's being a good steward over this because there's always another opportunity to trade. Anyway, I'm out and I will talk to you later. All right, bye.